So, continuing where we left off, the prereqs, section 4, example number 5. I'm going to throw this up here, we could read it, and then I'll write down all the cool stuff. So, what our textbook wants us to look at, let's just read it off of the book, okay? It says, find an equation of a line through P, which is at 1, negative 2, that is parallel to the line L with the equation 3x minus 2y equals 1. And then we'll do the rest, okay? So the rest of that is, well, let me write down the information that I just read. We have a point P that occurs at 1, negative 2. And it is parallel to the line L, where L is represented in the form 3x, is it plus, oh dang it, it's minus 2y, minus 2y equals 1. Alright, so now we need to write up an equation of the line that is parallel to the line L that passes P 1, negative 2. Alright, so what do we know about parallel lines? How do I attack this? Yeah, parallel lines have same slope. So I need to find the slope of the first equation. So what I'm going to do is we need to find slope of L. So I'm going to say M subset L. So I'll say M sub L. We need to find that slope. Alright? And so to do that, I'm going to take this equation, which is 3x minus 2y equals 1, and I want to make that look like y equals mx plus b. Now why would I want to do a silly thing like that? Because if I do, m is the slope. Okay? So this has y by itself. What do you think I need to do here? Get y by itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract 3x from both sides, and I get negative 2y is equal to negative 3x plus 1. Is y by itself yet? Nope. So I need to get rid of the negative 2y. I'll just add 2 to it, right? Why can't I do that? Yeah, I have to do the opposite. So negative 2y means negative 2 times y, which means the opposite would be to divide. But remember that when we multiply or divide, we have to do it for every single term in the equation or inequality. So these will reduce down to 1. 1 times y is y. This simplifies to positive 3 over 2 because the negatives cancel. And then I have a plus 1 over a negative 2. How could I write that? Yeah, minus 1 over 2, right? Well, I did a lot of work. Well, I'm done, right? That's the answer? Now, what was I trying to do? Find the slope. So now I have the slope. So the slope of line L, so let's write that out so we're not... So this is the slope of line L. Now to find the equation, remember we got to go way up here, but it said we need to write an equation for a line parallel to L that passes through the point 1, 2. Well, we know how to do that. If we have a point and a slope, what can we do? Use the point slope form, right? So what I'm going to do is we're going to use Mr. Adams' version of it, which is y equals m times x minus x sub 1 plus y sub 1. Our slope is going to be 3 over 2, and our point is going to be 1 comma negative 2, where this is x sub 1 and this is y sub 1. Okay? And so I'm just going to plug all that information in and then combine like terms and reduce and stuff. So I've got 3 halves times x minus 1 plus 2. No, negative 2, right? So in my next line, I'm going to get y is equal to, I'm going to distribute the 3 halves through the parentheses. So I get 3 halves x minus, what's 3 halves times negative 1? Negative 3 halves. And then I have minus a whole 2, but I might write that as 2 over 1. Now, how can I combine the 3 halves and the 2 over 1? They're both negative, so I'd add them up and they'd be a negative value, but what would I do? What do I need? Common denominator. So if I multiply this with a 2 on the bottom, then this becomes 4, right? Because 4 over 2 is the same as 2 over 1. So I end up with 3 halves x minus 7 over 2. And that is my final answer. Double check in the back of the book, and that is it. Any questions? Did I go too fast?